for those of you that arrived. We've got a good crowd. Thank you very much. As usual, these seminars are designed to give us a chance to actively explore some possibilities, some applications from our kata and from our karate practice. Today's focus is Chinto kata. This is the Chinto kata that we practice in Matsubashi-ryu. And it has some, let's say, peculiarities to it, some really interesting peculiarities to it, including, of course, the angle that we do it at, which is this 45-degree angle, which is a little bit distinctive. But what's really interesting about Chinto, I think, is that it teaches us a set of skills, or it gives us the opportunity to practice a set of skills that we don't necessarily practice that much in our, let's say, our standard karate basics. And I think that's really interesting to explore. So I'm joined today by Tamashiro-san, who is a senior at the dojo. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimashita. Okay. The seminar will run for approximately 90 minutes. We'll take one break halfway through. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to write them in the chat function of Zoom. That's a good way to catch them. And then either at the break time or in between, we can come back and look and pick up some of those questions. We will do a Q&A 5 to 10 minutes at the end of the session. And I'm quite happy to take on any questions there, either ones that relate directly to the seminar or other questions. If you don't know Chinto kata already, that's not a problem. It is what we will do is we'll perform the kata 2 or 3 times as we go through, but really the focus will be on not on performance of the kata, let's say for competition purposes, but more to looking at particular components of the kata. In fact, performing bunkai in the truer sense, which is to disassemble the kata, to take it to pieces and look at individual movements and skills that are attached to those movements as we go through. Hopefully then that becomes somewhat transferable to your karate practice outside of just the repetition of the kata itself. Okay, right. Let's just do a short warm-up sequence first. And then we'll take a look at the kata, and then we'll start to look at some of the ideas and applications that are therein. Okay. Warming up shimashou ne. Okay, we'll start with a formal bow to the front of the dojo, as we usually do. Hai, kiotsuke, rei. Hai, and to each other. Arigatou gozaimasu, onegai shimasu. Okay. Okay, so just a short warm-up sequence. You should be able to do this on the spot where you are, so you shouldn't need too much room. Okay, hi. So we're first going to roll up onto our toes, and then down onto the heels and raise the toes. So up and back. Roll onto the toes, roll back on the heel, raise the toes, okay? Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, chup. Good, okay. We're going to do squats, just half squats for 5 repetitions, then deeper squats for the following 5. So ich, ni, san, shi, go, and down. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Hey, good, okay. Hands on knees, rotation. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, and change. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Good, good, good. Knee raises. Bring the hands up, hold them at shoulder level, and bring the knee up to the hand. Okay, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, chu. Good, good, good. Okay, leg raises. So hold the hands out, front diagonal, and bring the toes up to the fingertips. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, chu. Hey, good. Same thing again, hands forward, legs coming up straight. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, chu. Hey, okay, good. And out to the side. Okay, rotate the hip, open up and toes up. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Okay, good stuff. Hands on hip. Let's take the hips to a circle. Rotate. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Opposite. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Good. We're going to reach up, reach forward and touch. Don't overdo your hamstrings. Touch, come up, and stretch back the other way, okay? Still warming up, don't overdo it. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Go a little deeper, knuckles to the mat. Rock, shich, hach, cube, tube. Okay, good. Okay, parallel stance. Just going to twist. Twist left, look behind you, twist right. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, shich, hach, cube, tube. Good, okay. Okay, up to the neck. Look left, look right. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good. Chin down, and then look up. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good. Ear to shoulder, and the other side. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good, good, good. And take the head through the circle. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Other way. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Good, good, good. Okay. Okay. I'm going to rotate the arms forward. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, shich, hach, kyu, ju. And backwards. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Okay, good. Left leg forward. Okay, you can rotate the right arm. Try and bring it as close to the ear as possible. So try and take it through a vertical arc. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. And back. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Good. We're going to loosen up that shoulder joint, okay? Other side, right foot forward, left arm rotate. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. And back. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Okay, good. Okay, elbow rotation. So just bringing the hands through and around like this. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Hantai. Ich, ni, other way. Shi, go, rock, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Okay, good. I'm going to warm up the wrists. I'll come a little closer to the camera for this. So we're going to go through 5, essentially wrist and elbow kind of lock or positions. These are just for warming up, but this is particularly pertinent to what we're going to look at in applications for Chinto. So first one, take your left hand and your right hand, bend the wrist as much as possible, and then rotate forward. So you take this through a circular motion. Ich, ni, san, just so you can see from both sides. Go, rock, shich, hach, kyu, ju. You can see I'm keeping the hands in my center and trying to bend the wrist as much as possible. Okay, from here, transition to number 2 position. That same hand, rotate through so that the fingers are forward and the thumb is down. The side is going to look like this. And the other hand here, I'm just going to pull into my chest, stretching the top of the wrist. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Very good. Okay, from that position, keep the hand where it is, reach underneath, grasp the fingers, and rotate them back towards your face. This. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good, good, good. Okay, drop that hand to the side. So I'm holding my fingers and thumb down. Reach around and grasp. Reach around and grasp so that you're pushing through the little finger joint. So there's a rotation in towards your body and a slight lift. Yeah, reach around, grab, rotate. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good stretch there. It's a torsion on the arm and the wrist, yeah? From there, bring the palm forward, grasp the fingers, and draw the hand across the body. So this is effectively an arm bar, right? Where we're stretching the arm, hyperextending the elbow and the wrist. So ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good. Okay, good. Shake off. Apply to the other hand. So left hand is going to apply it to the right hand. Yep. So there we go. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good. That sort of rotational movement there. Yeah. Just putting stress on the bottom of the wrist. Okay, from there, position number 2. Rotate the wrist around, fingers forward, thumb down, and just stretch. Ich, ni, back to your chest. San, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good. From there, reach underneath, like you're going to grab those fingers and rotate them back towards your face. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good. Drop that hand to the side. We're going to reach around, grasp, and then twist it back in towards us. So putting pressure onto the joint of the little finger. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good. From there, palm forward, grasp the fingers, and stretch the arm across your own body. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good. Okay, and shake off. Okay. Okay, so just to finish our warm-up, we're going to do some basic karate positions. Just a very quick movement for 2 minutes or so. Okay, so from here, okay, we're going to go to Jodo Nuke. Right. Drop down, change. Drop down, change. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good. Change to Chuda Nuke. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good. Geiran barai. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, kyu, ju. Good. Ski. So first Chudan ski, just punch to the center. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Jodan. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Geidan. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Okay, combination. Jodo Nuke and punch. Jodo Nuke and punch. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Chuda Nuke, punch. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Geiran barai and rising punch. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, ju. Good. Okay. Good. So what I'd like to emphasize when we're doing these two-handed techniques, so the two-handed technique is not just stringing together 1, 2. Yeah? Those both remain single techniques. From here, these two work together. Yeah? And then these two work together. These two work together. Okay, so it's okay to start with 1, 2, but your objective is to use the two movements together. And these are still two valid movements, right? Still using the dynamic of Jodo-nuke, that twisting, torsion, yeah, driving in and underneath to make the space. And here, typically, because this is a short punch, if I'm using Jodo-nuke here, they're not a long way away, they're close, I tend to just use tate-ken, only because I don't need to rotate to get any further. I'm probably making contact there, yeah? So I'm pushing forward with this knuckle. Tate-ken, pushing, sorry, camera, pushing, yeah? I'll end up at an angle, yeah? But I'm not needing to go to seiken. I'm pushing that knuckle forward, okay? Like this, like this, like this, okay? So let's run that sequence again. We're going to do the combination, the Jodo-nuke and the tate-ken punch. Try to keep your cover, yeah? So we're not opening and exposing ourselves, yeah? So, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, two. Right, good. Then we transition to Chudan. Cover and strike. No hikite, okay? Keep this forward. You need to keep that cover protection, yeah? From there, yeah? Cover, strike. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, chu. Good. From there, I transition to Geidan. So with Geidan, I'm always thinking, I'm catching at Chudan, I'm pulling down to Geidan. So if I was catching and pulling down, then I want to have them meet this as it comes up, right? Imagine they're hitting at Chudan, I capture, pull down, and meet. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, chu. Good. And that brings us to a position we're very familiar with from our basics and from our Naihanchi kata. Okay, height and relax. Good. Okay, good. So hopefully a little bit warmed up. We'll run the kata, Chinto. If you know the kata, by all means, let's run it together. Not a race. We're just going to step through it so that we get a clear understanding of the positions. And then we'll take a step back and look at various sections of it, okay? So, yoi, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, chu, ich, ni, san, shi, hai, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, chu, ich, ni, san, shi, go, hai, ish. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is take a look at the first section of the kata. Similarities to the final section of the kata, and then the middle sections of the kata. But in order to be able to utilize the movements and techniques that are in the kata, there are a certain set of skills, kind of basic skills. The footwork, for example, as well as we're seeing there joint manipulation techniques, catching and manipulating. So let's just take a look at the beginning of the kata, that first opening movement, and look at that in terms of sort of what that means in terms of basic catching and grappling skills. Okay, so the beginning of kata, obviously we start with shomen, but then we turn to 45 degrees. From there, we pull back into cat stance, trap. We come in and we trap. There, manipulate, push, push. So we've moved offline, fallen back, trapped, we pull, circle, hit, hit. Okay, so this is actually reminiscent of positions in Pinan kata. So what we're going to do is work this from being grabbed. Yeah, a very common attack, if someone's trying to get the jump on you, so to speak, is for them to grab your lead hand to then punch with the right hand, for example. Most of this kata works on a right hand basis. Yeah. So someone's put a guard up. Someone's got a guard up. If I come in here, they're going to guard. Yeah. So they're looking for the advantage by pulling down that guard and coming through there. So this is a very classic attack. You'll get this even from untrained people. Yeah? Okay, so let's look at the kata as being a response to that particular attack, for example. So when I get grabbed, left hand side forward, this is my first input. And if I sit here and I wait, then I'm bang in his target zone, right? The punch is coming through the center line. So what the kata tells us to do is, as soon as we feel that, to pull off to the side to 45 degrees. I'm moving away from his other hand. Yeah. So as soon as I get that input, I move away. And the kata also tells us trap. Yeah. In the kata, this has become a larger, more, let's say, artistic movement. But reality, we're trapping and pulling down. And we're pulling down and back. Yeah. We do that not just with our hands, but with our center. We use cat stance to move our center of gravity back and downwards. So this actually is a very practical use of Neko Ashidachi cat stance. Yeah? As soon as we get grabbed, we pull away from that weapon. Right? So we're really going to go down, break this down to the simple level, but I think it's kind of important that we do so potentially. We've been running these exercises in our class here for the last month or so. And the feedback is that actually sometimes the underlying basic skills need to be highlighted before we can put them together into the applications, which is also very, very useful. So in Matsubashiru, generally, when we're working, for example, cat stance, we move forward. We move forward into cat stance. We do that in our linear basics. But actually, what I want you to do now is move backwards and off at an angle. So we're going to move off at an angle, move off at an angle, move off at an angle. So I want you to just do that practice together now, yeah? And we're going to keep the hands forward, right? So we move off, we pull off from the hip. So we're going to move from the hip, drag back, yeah? And then the other way. Hich, ni, san, shi, go. Okay, come back again so we don't go too far away from the camera. So try not to lead from your legs, but lead from your center. Move your center. Your legs will follow with you. Yeah? So, ich, ni, san, shi, go. Wait. Good. You guys are generally working by yourselves, but the next step, when you have a partner available, is to work with a partner so you get the feel for dealing with somebody's obviously weight when you're being gripped. So, for example, right, so I do have a size advantage over him. However, what I'm not doing here is using my arm muscles. I'm moving my body. I'm moving my center to move him, right? Bearing in mind that he's also given me a certain amount of momentum when he grips. Cool. Yeah. When he grips, he's giving me a certain amount of momentum. But really, I need to move my body. Yeah. Grips again. Hey. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So that's the drill, right? Moving your center line dynamically off at an angle. Okay. So that's drill number one. The other one is about catching. Yeah. And this is in our practice, in our other kata, we have kakie or kakiuke, yeah, which is a sort of hooking, catching movement. Yeah, we have it in our, it features a lot in our Tamarite kata. Yeah. So from here, yeah, we want to come over and grasp. Yeah. If we just do it one hand, there's still a good chance that we'll catch them, but we improve our chances by just resting the other hand on top, yeah, and grasping. Okay. Then, right. Okay. So if I push, excuse me, if I push against his arm, he'll be strong against that. And if I just pull along the direction of his arm, he's also strong in that direction. So this is a circular movement. Without his hand there, yeah, it's a circular movement. You notice my elbow stays close to my body. Yeah, I want to keep that about 1 fist distance. So if you start to do this, if you start to pull with your arm and your elbow, you immediately see that that doesn't work so well. Okay, you can get to practice this a bit more when you have a partner. Yeah. Okay. So that's the next drill. Yeah. Again, even if you're working by yourself, been grabbed, go to kakyuke. Come up very close to the camera. Kakyuke. Here. The other hand on top. Then the other side. Here. And the other side. Hey. Here. Okay, and then other side. Here. Other side. Here. Other side. Here. I'm aligned behind this, yeah? Other side. Here. Other side. Other side. Hey. Other side. Good. Also, I'm not gripping very, very strongly. There should be, if you grip very, very strongly, you tend to get too tense and lock up. So I'm just sort of sticking to my partner, but I'm not trying to sort of crush the life out of his arm, right? Right. So, beginning of kata, we have moved off the line of attack, hopefully avoided initially standing in the target zone, and we've got kakyuke. Okay, so let's look at a couple of possibilities from that position. A lot of what we're going to look at tonight is going to be joint manipulations. Those are always difficult to get in real life, in high stress situations. Yeah, they're small techniques are difficult to get. However, it's still worth practicing them because when you can get them, they can be useful, and the positions themselves are still valid for bigger techniques. And we'll look at that now, right? So we'll come up close to the camera. Right? So you've been grabbed. I've gone in and I've moved to kakyuke. Okay. From here, yeah, in the kata now, I hit forward and hit forward. So the striking movement can be clearing and striking here, but I could also be utilizing just forward movement. His little finger is somewhat exposed, so there's a possibility that I can take that finger and drive it back towards him. Yeah. So as I come in for the kakyuke, I look to grasp the little finger and drive it back towards him. So my movement, this one is pushing the little finger, and this one's striking. Yeah. So if we could look at that, it's ni san. One more time. It's ni san. Yeah. So obviously I'm being a little bit kind here, but in reality, take that little finger and drive it right back. Yeah. To inflict damage there. Yeah. So from here, it's ni san. Okay. But like I say, sometimes it's pretty hard to catch something that small in the heat of the moment. He's grabbed me and he's going to punch. I need to cover. So my basic movement needs to be able to just cover me against a very fast, aggressive attack. Yeah. Grab. Here. Right. From here, clear and strike. Okay. So I'm not pursuing trying to control him with this lock anymore. Okay, and maybe I got some advantage from that, but I'm not going to try and fiddle with that while he's punching me in the face. I'm going to cover my side here, down, and strike through. Yeah, very, very simple and straightforward. But what's important is still the body movement. If I didn't move offline, his punch is going to get to me all the faster. Yeah, as soon as he's grabbed me, I'm moving off behind those two hands together. Yeah. One more time. Wait. Yeah. Okay. So, appreciate that you're by yourselves, but let's just drill that movement a few times with that kind of intention in mind. Yeah. Think about now covering. Yeah. So as you pull back, cover. If you can get the lock, that's great. But we want to move in and strike, right? Cover, move in and strike. Yeah. So. Just drill that a few times yourself. Right? Right. Right. Yeah. Right. 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 Smile, yeah. Right. So. Right. We'll go punch you. Punch. Okay. So, right. So, next. Next. Right. Right. So. Right. Time. Right. So. See? Okay. Good stuff. Good. Okay, so we've gone from here, 1, 2. The next movement, yeah, has us move up into this kind of jujiuke, a jujiuke type position. We're going into nekarashidachi, but we change our orientation. Typically, when we see this kind of movement, yeah, we see this in, for example, in Pinan kata as well, Pinan godan. Typically, in our dojo, we interpret that as driving up and underneath the other person's arm. So it will look something like this. Yeah. Punch coming in, here, driving up and underneath. So this is a rising arm bar where I'm usually attacking the elbow. Sometimes when I'm deeper, yeah, I might be into the armpit. Yeah. So punch coming in, fall underneath, yeah, and come through and drive. There's also the possibility there, right, that I come in with the uppercut, go for the face, and then continue to try and drive through and catch the arm. Yeah. In the kata, in Chinto, we've turned our orientation, we're looking the other way. Yeah. So, one more time. H. Cool. No. And again. H. Wait. Yeah. And we change our orientation. Okay, go on. So, kata, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and down and drive through. Okay. So, we have this rotational energy. We're going to use that to bring them around, either bring them around us or go underneath the arm. Yeah, so it started with the attack. It's, right, knee, okay. Other hand coming, san. Okay, from here, we go underneath, here, right, and pull down. Yep, right. And one more time, just a punch. It's, right, underneath, and pull down. Here, yep. Okay. Cool. We could also bring them around and down, drop. Yeah? So, if you are working against a taller opponent, you're probably more likely to be, maybe more likely to go underneath, here, and look for this takedown here. Yep. If it's a little harder to go underneath, maybe they're more shorter and squat, then I'm going to bring them around and down. Yep. Down to this position. So we're leveraging against their elbow. Yeah, leveraging against their elbow when we come in and bring them down this way. So we just work that kind of just as a movement. Yeah. We're going to step through, then we're going to go underneath and come down this way. Yeah. So step through, raise, then go underneath, and end up pointing the same way. Right? Step through, yeah, come underneath, and drop them down in front. So. Yeah. When we come underneath, in order to get underneath, we need to have created the space, and this is why the raise, the arm bar there, is what hopefully will bring them up on their toes, so that you have that instant to go underneath and then pull them down to the ground. So again, 1, height, change, 2, underneath and down, yeah? 1, height, then underneath and down, okay? So. Good. Okay. So we look at that combination again. Grab, height. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and bring them down. Okay. Height. The kata. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Then we pull back. Height and jump. And drive down. Okay, so again, we have this catching movement before we pull back and drive through. I can stay on camera here. So while in the kata we do a jumping tobigeri, 2 jumping kicks. Clearly, if we're working in the range where we've already grabbed them, it's difficult then to actually fit in a jumping kick because they're already pretty close to us. So what we're going to do is interpret the jumping kick as a rising knee, and a rising knee. Yeah. Think about. Okay. We just go from that grab again. Yeah. Grab and pull. Right. They're in range. So from there we're going to drive through and drive through. Yeah. And then we drive down. Okay. And we bring across. So we've gone down and then brought across. One more time. Get grabbed, pull, drive in the knee. Drive in the knee. Yeah, we're going to drive down and then across. Right. When we drive down, we're driving down through the elbow. Yeah. So here, right, I'm going to drive down through the crook of the elbow, and we drive down behind them. Yeah. Yeah. We drive down and through behind them. Yeah. So we want to drive down through their base. Yeah. Which we've used the knee to loosen them up. 1, 2, and then drive down through. From there, we bring them across, right, where we can then work on the other arm. Okay. Okay. So one more time. Get grabbed. Hey. Drive. 1, 2. Drive down and forward, and drive across. And from here, we can attack, and here too. Yeah. So in our kata, 1. Pull across and down. And then we come up to the next sequence. Okay, so we've covered quite a bit of ground there. Let's just review some of the basic skills. Yeah, so the first thing that's important is footwork. You have to use that footwork and body movement to give us momentum and control. Catching, and that circular kakyuki movement. Yeah, circular kakyuki movement. From there, with no hikite or pulling back, drive forward, drive forward, drive forward, drive forward. Right? We need to have our hands where we can potentially cover, yeah, and then be able to drive forward. So from here, for example, we looked at one interpretation being catching the finger and driving it, little finger, driving it back towards them. The other is just clearing their guard, their hands down, and hitting through over the top. Okay. And we looked at the rising armbar here. Okay. Yeah, and then going underneath that to drop them down to the ground. Okay. Then we have as an alternative, reacting to the same grab, pulling back, that same control, the same body movement, but then using the springiness, the elasticity in the leg with nekurashi to spring forward with a double knee. Pull back and drive down. Yeah, so we break their stance, and then drive them back down behind. Okay, and then with the additional option for that control on the floor and possible additional attack to the extended back of the elbow. Yeah. Okay. You guys have any questions or thoughts at this point? No? Okay. Good. Okay, so we can think about that as what I would call the first sequence in the kata, the first piece that we can sort of disassemble and take a look at. So it has some recurring themes, all right? The use of nekurashi dachi, the use of kakyuki, for example. And it gives us some alternatives, some options that we can use in terms of attacking and responding to that. Okay. Right. Okay, good. Spotlighted, I should have done it before, apologize. Okay, just one moment, please. Okay, good. Okay, so move into the next sequence of the kata. We have this movement here, 1, 2, yeah? So we have this 1, 2, this movement. Then we come in, and then we drive down. Okay, so this movement is kind of interesting, right? It's kind of intriguing. Sometimes you see a real emphasis on this being sort of this strike to the legs, yeah? But I think the essence of this movement is the cross and then the drop. Cross and then the drop down, and then the cover and the sweep underneath, yeah? So we have this transfer, right? So one of the obvious suggestions of this movement is that we've been grabbed, we've been grabbed, yeah, and we're looking to clear this, right, and get out from there. So we've been grabbed, yeah, we're looking to clear this and get out from there. Right? So one more time. When we bring the hands up, we want to push those hands against each other so that we get this clear exit from the grip, right? If we just lift our hands, yeah, we're going against the thumbs, which are stronger, and the wrists, which are stronger. But from here, yeah, we brace the two hands against each other and strip out through the gap in the fingers. Yeah, so we get grabbed here and clear, right? 1, 2. So this dropping motion can be useful in terms of clearing us from that grip. Right? We get grabbed, right? Clearing us from that grip. Yeah. One more time. Right. From here. Yeah. The next movement we have, yeah, we're coming underneath, okay, and pulling back. So we look at here, yeah, clearing across to get that grip. Okay, so there's a catching skill or a catching technique there, which is this from the uke position, being able to clear, and again it's kakuke and catch. Yeah, so punch came in, clear, and catch. Right. So from this position, yeah, uke, clear, and catch. So the catching is not necessarily that easy to do. Yeah. You want to come up with and use the forearm as a contact, then make the fingers into the O and run them down the arm until we catch at the wrist. All right? So from here, it's ni, konna kanji. Yeah? So cover, grip. Yeah? Doing that at speed is quite difficult, punch. Okay? So these have to work together, right? Here. Here. And again, we see the use of nekoashi to give us the angle. Yeah, so it's not just the arms doing the work, the body's doing the work too. Right? Punch. All right, that gets us to this position. So this is a useful drill, right? We angle away from the incoming attack, but then angle in and over to take control and catch kakyuke. So we're moving from nekoashi to nekoashi. Yeah, move back a bit so we can see the footwork. Yeah, cover, and then come across, and then catch with kakyuke. It's ideally, once we got this movement, this feeling, and it's this dropping movement as well, because he's trying to punch me in the head, right? We're assuming that the punch is coming from the head. So if he's trying to punch me in the head, if I stay at this level, I'm still going to crash into this, right? So he's punching me at the head. I have to drop under that level, get out of the way of that strike. Yeah, so I'm using nekoashi to drop my body down and my head down. Yeah. Okay. So let's just work that as a solo drill. Okay. We're going to go uke, kakyuke. Okay. So it's going to look like jodan-uke, yeah, and then kakyuke. Jodan-uke, kakyuke. Jodan-uke, kakyuke. Jodan-uke, kakyuke. Yeah. So these two should be meeting and transferring. Ich, ni. This movement, yeah. Ich, ni. Ich, ni. Ich, ni. Cool. Yeah, that's good. Good. Okay, great. So we're kind of using that stickiness, right? We don't want to knock the arm away, yeah? We don't want to knock the arm away, because then we're going to have to go away and catch it again, and we're not going to be able to do that, right? So we're not trying to stop the arm. If anything, we're just trying to assist it on its way, but catch it and control it. This means that his momentum is still going mostly that way, so that when I drive in for the next move, yeah, I'm actually matching his momentum and his movement. Yeah, I'm going the same way, right? His punch is coming in, yeah. Right? Punch coming in. Yeah. Pitch, knee. All right, so I want to, as much as possible, not disrupt his movement and his energy, but use it instead. Yeah. Jodan-uke, kakyuke. So. Okay. So just practice. So. Good. So in the kata, the direction is actually kind of a rising direction, right? We go 1, 2, and then we slide up with this sort of rising elbow, which kind of makes sense if we're already underneath the arm. Yeah? If we find ourselves on top of the arm, then, yeah, it's more efficient to just drive down and through. So from a practical perspective, that's perfectly fine. The kata suggests to us that we've ended up underneath it, So we're going to drive up and through. Yeah. Okay. Right. Neat. So, and from there, yeah, we drive in and down. Yep. So we take them up and then we take them down. Yeah. Break their balance, take them up onto their toes, and then drag them down to the floor. All right. So one more time. Right. Knee. Right. Some. Okay. Here. Knee. Some. Okay. And in the kata we have that kind of push, assisted kind of gedan barai type movement. So we're dragging down and pushing them down with that, right? When we have one hand coming to the other, it suggests that we are pushing against their arm. So we can use that almost as a straight arm bar, right? So one more time. So please. It's neat. And then from here, dropping down, yeah, pushing down through that angle here. Yeah. This is not unlike movements that you see in other kata, Goju kata, for example. Okay. So, just to recap, 1, yeah. Actually, we do the strip first, right? Strip, yeah, then cover and clear, drive in, and drive down. Good. So we can look at that as another discrete sequence as well. Okay. Good. Okay, guys. Okay, let's just check if we have any. Are you moving laterally? Are you moving laterally? In and out there. Sorry, Steve, what do you mean? Do you want to just switch your mic on and just tell me what?
When you were doing the uke kakioke.
Kakyuke, this one here?
Yeah. Just from the camera angle, it was hard to tell if you were just moving side to side or if you were moving in and out.
You mean in and out at an angle?
Yeah, or if you were just moving side to side. It was a little hard to tell from the camera angle.
So I am moving at an angle too, yes, because his attack is also coming at an angle. So I'm sort of mirroring that, yeah, and then moving back in, yeah, and also out at a slight angle before I drive in through that, yeah. So yes, I'm not completely just moving laterally. I'm falling back and then moving back in and falling back. So I'm moving in a slight V, yeah, which is the essence of Neko Ashidachi there, right? Pull back, yeah. Hips come in, pull back, hips come in, and pull back, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If we assume that we're going to work against, say, quite a strong punch, if I basically stay where I am, I'm just going to take the full force of that punch, right? So, sorry, punch, hi, yeah, and there, hi. I'm just taking the full force of that punch, and really I don't want to do that. I want to make that kind of little cushion and buffer so that I can get around that and divert that past me. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so let's recap to where we've got to in the kata. Yeah. So, right, it's ni, san, sheep, ho, hook, shich, hach, cube, jupe, ich, ni, san, sheep, go. Cool. So actually, let's go back and look at this big sweep, this big sweeping motion. Okay, so we go punch, MP, then pull back in kokutsudachi, up and sweep. Yeah. A number of interpretations I've seen from teachers over the years for this one. Simple one is just simply clearing the hands up and then driving through the body. Yeah. So for example, just up and hitting, right? It's perfectly valid. Yeah. If somebody's coming in to grab you, up and just hit him with the body. Yeah. Here. Okay. But we can add a little bit to that just by adding a little more movement, right? So come up here and go for the valley drop, yeah, the Tani Otoshi, right? So one more time, they're coming in here, and so the movement is to get us into position for the valley drop, yeah. If that worked, yeah, we don't need the next bit. Okay, so in the kata, yeah, 1, 2, and 3. And typically this is interpreted as a dropping attack to the collarbones. Yeah, one more time so you can see it. Right, ich, ni, san. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. One more time. Ich, ni, san. Yeah. So if we don't get the depth and we don't take them off with the valley drop here, yeah, then we've got that hit with onto the collarbones. Yeah. 1, 2. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. So. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. So we've got to here, dropping down, yeah, and pulling back. 1, 2. We're moving into this movement here before we drive down. Well, we looked at this in basics, right? Hitting here. But this is a good thing to practice, yeah? So punch coming in, striking. Yeah. And again, it's knee. Yeah. And again, it's knee. Okay. Good. Striking in, knee. So we're moving from a kamae position, sliding underneath and hitting. Yeah. Okay. It's knee. San. Chi. Cool. Cool. Yeah. This here. From there, we then drive down. Well, we can look at that as here, and then look to unbalance, yeah, and pull through. So try come in here, yeah. Then we step in and do geidan barai, yeah. Again, right, pull down here, yeah. One time. It's neat. Okay. So we work this sequence, yeah. 1, 2, and then we do the rotation. So from here, 1, then drop down here. Yeah. It's neat. Drop down here. So let's just work that sequence. So something you can do by yourself, yeah. So 1, 2. Yeah, I'm going to drop the weight down and bring that leg forward. In the kata, we're in neko ashidachi. When you're bringing somebody over that leg, you'll need to just plant that on the floor. So the heel will need to be down. Yeah. So from here, but the entry is neko ashidachi, and then as you drop, yeah, drop them, bring them across the front leg. So one more time. From here, it's deep. Hey. Again, hey, it's deep. Good. Bring down. And again, hey, it's deep. Hey. Okay. Good. Yeah. So. Okay. So one of the interesting positions we have in the kata is this move and kick, right? move, and kick. Yeah, so of this here, yeah, kick, and then here, kick. Okay. This is kind of a useful piece of footwork to practice. It's actually something that Taira Sensei likes to practice as a kind of a drill derived from this kata. Okay, so what we usually would do is work it against a kick. So for example, kick comes in, down, kick, and through. Yeah. So what we're going to do is just work that. We need to move off the center. The kick's coming to your center line, right? So maegeri, here, yeah, maegeri, here, yeah. We need to move sufficiently off the center line so that we don't get kicked. We work this at an angle. Yeah, yeah, that does one. If I only move a little bit, I'm still going to take the kick. Yeah, so I need to move sufficiently off the center line that I don't get hit. Right. So one more time. And then I'm going to come back to that center line. Yeah, so I move off, but then come back to that center line. We do this exact same movement in our Yakusoku Kumite. Number 5, I think, right? At the end of it, yeah, at the beginning of it, rather, we do this 1, 2, then we move through and we turn around to continue with the third attack, yeah? So this movement here, 1 and 2, we move through, yeah? Fine. It's neat, yeah? So we're working here on square mats. This is quite useful because what I can do is kind of use these point to point. It's almost like a diamond, right? So when I move from one position, yeah, I move forward through 45 degrees and then return to that line through another 45 degrees. So I've moved through a 90-degree angle, yeah. Attack's coming to my center, move offline, and then come back. So this is Okay, so what we want to do then, if we've got that movement, 1, 2, and we want to make that angle smaller and smaller, right? When we start working it, the angle is going to be bigger, but over time we want to make it smaller and more efficient. If we go too far away, yeah, then we've lost the opportunity to come back in and get the advantage, take their back leg, for example, right? So when the kick comes in, yeah, we're looking to attack the back leg. Let's see if we can show that again. Yeah, it's here. Goes through and attack the back leg. Yeah, one more time. It's here. One more time. It's here. Right. If I drive through that rear leg while he's stood on it, that's going to be pretty bad for him. Yeah. I can even look at, although here I just clear. Yeah, there's a possibility to catch as well. You have to be a little bit careful. If you start with your fingers out like this, there's a chance that you're just going to break your fingers against the kick. So you have to be pretty careful with this. But here, I can add the catching of the leg in order to give me more time to attack his rear leg. Yeah, one more time. It's, and then come through. Let's do it from the other angle. You know? It's, okay, and again, one more time. It's, all right, and I want to end up behind him, yeah? If he's not falling on the floor already through me attacking his knee, I want to end up behind him, yeah? So, wait, it's, wait. Okay, just drill that a couple more times. Yattemimasu ka? Cool. So. Cool. So. この足をいきますよ. So we're drawing the right leg behind the left leg, yeah? 右を左の後ろに引きますよ. Yeah? It's, はい. So. Nice. Good. はい. It's, so. Good. はい. It's, so. One more time. はい. It's, あ、大丈夫。well, this, Tamashiro-san is actually nursing damaged fingers at the moment from sparring the other day. It illustrates a good point, right? One, when you're doing this kind of thing against kicks, it's a good idea to keep that fist closed, yeah? Because it's very easy to take a kick onto the fingers and take damage into the fingers really easily. So when we're doing this technique, keep that fist closed so that you minimize damage to your fingers. Here, one, and we come through. So this becomes one movement. So rather than it being uke, counterattack, yeah, it's just one movement. Train that as one movement. Yeah. And the kata, right? 1, 2, just straight through for that kick. Right. Yeah. Okay. So in the kata, now we're getting towards the end section. We have here, we drive in. Let's do it towards the camera. From here, it's a kakiyuke, or another catching movement. We drive in, again, similar to what we did before. We drive in with this hand, yeah? And we can kick, and then drive down, yeah? Okay, so one more time. Drive in, hit, kick, yeah? And drive down. Okay. Let's take a look at that movement. So we just work it against actually, we can work it against catching a punch, but it's actually pretty difficult to catch a punch like that, yeah? If someone throws a punch at you, catching it like that is pretty hard. Throw the jab. Catching it like that is actually pretty hard to do at speed, and if you don't know what they're throwing at you. Also, just catching sideways like this, it's a very small surface that you're trying to do. So a useful drill to try and do is to see how fast they can go before you stop being able to catch them consistently, right? Okay, so if we take a look at this, yeah? He's gonna do this punch, and I'm gonna catch it, yeah? Okay, hi, watch that, hi. Hey, okay. Hey, okay. Hey, hey. もっとスピード入れて。はい。この辺。はい。で、はい。はい。スピードよ。はい。So, my hit rate is going to go down to maybe 50-50 at best at speed, yeah? So this is doable, yeah, it's doable, okay, with practice. One of the things that we want to do is minimize, my experience is minimize this lateral plane and make it more of a vertical plane, right? If he's punching basically straight, yeah, and if I'm trying to catch laterally, there's more of a chance that I'm going to miss if we're both basically working along the same line, yeah? Whereas if I am vertical, there's more chance that I will intercept, and then I can find the hand afterwards. So where kakyuke in the kata might look like we're doing like this extended straight arm like this, maybe it's been stylized a little bit there. I would, for practical purposes, you want to have that arm more vertical. So that you've got, this is like shuto, right? It's the principle of shuto. So your shuto extends from, it's all of that leading edge, the elbow up to the end of your finger. You use all of that, right? It's not just this piece here, for example, right? Because you don't know where they're going to punch, but you can find it by touching it, yeah, and then go down and catch, right? So, punch coming in, yeah, I can improve my chances by using a more vertical initial kind of catching surface. I'll put it that way, yeah? If I do it like the kata, if I do it like this, I have much less surface to catch with, right? So that's kind of a tip that I found pretty useful. Okay, so what we'll do though is actually work it from a grab, yeah? So they grabbed you by the lapel, yeah? Okay, so from here, yeah, we're going to work this movement here and the strike in, right? So they're going to grab and punch, okay, grab and punch. Yeah, I'm going to cover here with my lead hand. Yeah, I'm going to move in. Yeah, close down. Strike through, kick, yeah, and then drive down. Okay, so we'll not work that one more time. So they grab my lapel and they come to punch. I just put my hand up in the way. Okay? Basically, I just want to put my hand up in the way. If I can get that, make that into attacking their face and pushing their face, that's a bonus, right? Here. But as I come in there, I'm going to drive through that elbow of the hand that's grabbing me, yeah? Try and concave that in. Then from underneath there, go underneath and strike. So there's a target there in his groin, there's a target there in his ribs, yeah? From there, step in and either kick or just stamp down through that knee, and from there, drop down and hit. So the hit might be to the face, or it might be to drive him down through, pushing down through the middle of his limb. So one more time, yeah? So he grabs me and punches. I cover, yeah? I drive in, hit, kick, yeah? And hit down through. Okay? Look at that again one more time, a little bit closer. Okay? So he grabs and he punches. I just cover. This is just instinctive movement. But from here, turn in and drop my weight down through his elbow. And there come through, hit, stamp or kick. Yeah? And from here, hit here, or drive down through, yeah, to bring him down to the ground. So one more time. You get grabbed, yeah, cover, and rotate. So you see I bring his arms together, which again reduces his leverage and his ability to work against that, right? He grabs here. So this is my 1, 2, this one, yeah? Here. I want to close that and bring it together, right? Yeah, so grab, height, here, through, and strike, down. Yeah, height. Okay. So let's give Tamashiro-san a chance to work that. So first one, guard ね。はい。そしてこうします。はい。そう。はい。一つでもいいし、はい。はい。そう。はい。Again。捕まえて、cover。まず、こうですね。そう、こう。はい。で、スキン。はい。はい。そう、good。はい。One more time。はい。よし。締めてね、締め。お、そう。はい。はい。よし。はい。よし。はい。Good. So this movement, and then driving down, yeah? Okay. So, it grabs, cover. So this is the extending arm, the kakyuki arm now. Yeah? I drive in, close down there, guard, hit, kick, and drive down. So I'm already bringing them down, right? Hence me hitting down and bringing them down to the floor. Okay. Yes, you guys can see that. Okay, that's good. That's good. So. Okay. So just to recap, okay, let's look at some of the skills, some of the positions that we looked at in the kata. And as I say, for me, this time the theme of looking at this kata is from close range techniques, being grabbed, yeah, being grabbed to be struck generally, but being grabbed, yeah. Okay, so like that first use of nekoashi and kakuke, here, and that we can augment that by putting the hand on top and trapping, yeah? And we see that in the kata several times, okay? Yeah, then we looked at the use of armbar and the takedown with the kansetsu waza. Yeah, so this kansetsu waza here, right? Okay. We also looked at the striking skills. Yeah, so we looked at double striking skills like this. Yeah, here, here. This kind of movement. Yeah. And the follow-on from that, itch, and then the takedown. Yeah. Then had again the clear. Yeah. So 1, 2, strike and hit, or 1, 2, and throw. Again, throwing over the front leg. Okay. We looked at the clear. Yeah, so when we being grabbed with 2 hands, bring them together. Clear up and clear down. Then move behind with this uke, kakuke. Uke, kakuke, drive through. Yeah, and then bring them down to the ground. Yep. Okay. We looked at this movement of slipping and attacking and moving back into the center line. Right? Slipping, attacking and moving back into the center line. Yeah. Good. Yep. And then from here, driving in, through 1, 2, and then driving down. Yep. Yeah. Being grabbed, cover, close them off, break their stance, hit, kick, and drop down. Right. So I think that the Chinto, my interpretation of Chinto is that it's built around a lot of close quarter responses to being grabbed. Yeah, being grabbed and attacked. Yeah, grabbed and punched, grabbed and pulled, for example, pulled. Yeah, I think that looks. The Chinto movements and the Chinto positions are particularly suited to dealing with those kind of attacks. But what do you think? What do you guys think? Some of you have a little bit more experience with Chinto. I'm sure you've seen some different ideas over the years. So what do you think? And actually, let me just have a quick look through the questions you've put here. Okay. Okay, a couple of good questions there. One is, can we review the shape of the kata, for those who don't know? Yes, we'll run through the kata again a couple of times before we finish. Niall asked, does the drop work when fighting a bigger opponent? It's a good question. So one of the dropping techniques that we looked at was this, where we drop our weight down through the elbow and take the weight backwards. Here. Okay. Now, without some softening technique beforehand, this is difficult to pull off against a bigger opponent. If you kind of did it there, okay, without some softening technique, yeah, this is difficult to do. So in the sequence that we saw, we'd driven in the knee, boom, boom, and dropped down. Yeah. So we led into it with a softener. Yeah. This movement, like this, yeah, can work, but only with a technique that precedes it that breaks their stance. Yeah, just from here pulling, yeah, no, it doesn't work that well. So it has to be part of that combination. Yeah. If you want to get more leverage, yeah, on the arm, then you would turn it over and work against the joint. But again, you won't get that either unless you've done some softener beforehand. Nobody will let you turn their arm over and expose their elbow, right? It just doesn't happen. Yeah. So in the kata as well, we should look for the sequences that give us ideas about how we break that person's stance before then we go in for these kansetsu waza, for example. Yeah. Okay, so let's run the kata a couple more times, just so we finish with the shape of the kata, and then we'll take any further questions or thoughts that you have. Okay, so, okay, Chinto. Okay, so turn to the right, ich, hip, san, sheep, go, rook, chich, hach, cube, chip, ich, hip, san, sheep, go, rook, chich, hach, cube, chip, ich, hip, san, sheep, go, rook, hach, hip. I think you're good. Okay. Let's just go to here. Okay. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. So, yes. Okay, Jorge. Yes, I will. Let's run the kata again. We'll move over to the right a bit. Yep. Okay. That's a fair point. Okay, so this should be okay, I think. Let's give this a try. Right, more kai. Chinto. Yoi. Ich. Ni. San. Sheep. Go. Rook. Chich. Hach. Cube. Chip. Chich. Hach. Cube. Chip. It's neat. Sam. Sheep. Go. Look. It's cute. Hey. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. We've got about 5 minutes left. Do you want? You can either turn your mics on and ask questions, or type them up. Do you have any questions or thoughts on what we've seen today?
You said there would be a recording available, right?
Sorry?
You said there would be a recording available, right?
Yeah, we'll make the recording available, yeah.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
The sequence when we come here and then into here.
Yes.
It looks like you're shifting in a little bit.
Yeah. Shift. Yes. We move into. So yeah, we pull back, and then do the kind of double Jodanuki, and then step forward. We're going back along the Embusen line. 1, 2. Yeah, and then yeah. So we move back along the Embusen line. Yes. Yeah. From there. Yeah, and then move it. So we didn't look at the interpretations for that in today, but it's very similar, or explanations that we've been through are similar to Pinan Sandan, in that we are using like an arm bar. So we're going to come up, wrap the arms, and then drive forward. So kind of come up, yeah, wrap the arms here, yeah, and drive forward, right? So coming in, 1, 2, and then we drive forward So it's this kind of armbar type throw. Yeah. So it would make sense then. We pull back, clear, and then drive forward with that right hip. Yeah.
And you're driving forward with both feet, right? It's not just a step forward with the right leg, but the left leg follows.
There's a little bit, it kind of depends on who's doing the kata, but there's a little bit of kind of moving forward, the hips moving in. From here, it depends. Some will stop, 1, 1, 2, yeah, and then sometimes there's a little bit more of a forward 1, 2, more of a movement into that. So I think it's just a matter of interpretation. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? What have we got here? And would you also see some of the neko is standing on top of the foot? We use that explanation a lot in Chito. Yeah, absolutely. It's from James. Yeah, thank you, James. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. One way to use nekoashi always is as a way of kind of catching their foot, yeah, which can be used then to trap, but also then to index where they are, right? So whenever we're using nekoashi, if they're stepping forward and punching, yeah, right, I can use nekoashi to reference where their foot is, right? Punching, yeah. So I want to catch that front foot. So that's also a very useful way of using nekoashi too. Absolutely. Typically, we use that more maybe when we're moving forward as well. So we move in, yeah, move in, and step on that foot and take that front foot, yeah. There's when we move to the inside, yeah, here we can then look to roll, yeah, roll that foot, yeah. It's painful, right? Ankle, right? It's painful in the ankle. So there's kind of this kind of hidden use of nekoashi, which is to step across their foot, right, which rolls their foot to the outside. Yeah, Patrick McCarthy Sensei uses this quite a lot in his kind of applications of nekoashi dashi, and it can be very, very effective and really very brutal. It absolutely immediately does damage to the tendons of the ankle and the foot, right? So just so you see that one more time, right? You work from the inside of the foot to the outside of the foot, yeah? So let's go where you can see your feet. Come here, yeah? Right, so you've ended up here on the inside, right? You're in nekoashi position, kind of going across their foot and then roll, yeah? If you keep going, they have no, in order to protect the ligaments, the ligaments on the outside of their foot, they have no choice but either pull it away or drop down to the floor. It's extremely, extremely painful. So, yeah. So it's not something that we'll look at that sometimes, but it's kind of a risky thing to do. So, but yeah, it can be very useful. If you had, for example, I think it would work quite well if you had heavy shoes on. Yeah, if you just literally kind of scuffed across the top of somebody's shoes, right? Just rolled their ankle out that way. Yeah, it's very immediately painful. Yeah. Okay. Guys, any other questions? We're at 9:30. Let me know if you want to ask anything else. All good? Okay, fantastic. Well, what we do, we'll make the recording available to you. I shall put it up on YouTube and send all of you guys the link to that. It'll be an unlisted link. Yeah, hopefully this will provoke your interest in Chinto and to study Chinto a bit more. I think there's lots and lots in this kata. This has only been one perspective and one look at it, and I think that there's lots more to sort of mine out of it. So I'm sure we'll return to it again in the future. Recently, we had a couple of very, very good training classes here in the dojo, where we had people from visitors, including Shotokan, Gojuru, and all of them were, really got a lot out of studying this Chinto kata. So I think it's a lot of very very transferable skills in here as well. So, okay, great. Okay, guys. It's all good. We'll finish there. Hi. Hi. じゃあ、気をつけ。正面に。礼。はい。お互いに。礼。はい。ありがとうございました。Thank you very much for attending. And I shall speak to you again soon.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei.